Time now for the Daily Answer, sponsored by Salem Surround on The Answer Now TV.
It would be an unqualifiedly good thing, a great thing for America, Israel, and our Gulf allies, and those allies who decide to join late, like the French, maybe even the Brits, to win and win decisively the battle with the Islamic Republic of Iran. The regime is a malign presence on the globe. It is the leading state sponsor of terror on the globe. It is unquestionably, as a guest told Dan Senor on the latest edition of the Call Me Back podcast, a Nazi regime. All right, it is a Nazi regime. Now, it does not represent 90% of Iran. It does not represent even 3% of Iran. It represents about 250,000 people, the IRGC. They may have another 500,000 people, there are 92 million people who are in the besiege or somehow making a living off of it. But the regime is indeed a coup that has been in place for 47 years. It's being systematically dismantled by the people of the United States, of Israel, and our Gulf allies. That is good. That is freedom. And the Republicans ought to put their arms around, they ought to hug, they ought to embrace the idea of liberating the people of Iran and all the good things that come with that for the world. Iran has been terrorizing the world for 47 years. My entire adult life, they have been terrorizing the world. They're nothing but a malign and evil regime. Now, we have a more potent adversary in the People's Republic of China, and we're never going to go to a war with them, I pray and hope. But in a global conflict, Iran is on their side. Iran feeds them fuel. Iran is their most important source of that which powers most of their economy. So it is unequivocally a good thing if Iran comes over to the side of freedom, just as it would be if Cuba came over to our side, just as it has been that Venezuela has stopped being a malign influence. But Iran is much bigger. Iran is much, much bigger than that. And to the extent that we can stay focused on victory, we ought to. And whatever it takes, we ought to do it, but we ought to do it quickly because democracies are not good at fighting long wars. We learned that over the last 25 years, so let's fight a short one and win it. Let's begin today with the stats from Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Kane, this morning, cut number 13.
Since our last update, CENTCOM continues to make progress across the southern flank. To date, they've struck more than 5,000 targets. U.S. Strategic Command bombers recently dropped dozens of 2,000-pound GPS-penetrating weapons on deeply buried missile launchers across the southern flank. We also have struck several one-way drone factories to get at the heart of their autonomous capability. And of course, alongside our regional partners along the southern flank, continue to execute intercepts against one-way attack drones using fighters and attack helicopters. Our strikes mean we've made significant progress in reducing the number of missile and drone attacks out of Iran. Ballistic missile attacks continue to trend downward, 90% from where they've started, and one-way attack drones have decreased 83% since the beginning of the operation. A testament to our air defenders and our air defense systems, and as I said, our partners in the region continue to do great work as well. Second, we're making substantial progress.
Great thing that we are winning and winning decisively. We got to finish the war. And Republicans on the Hill, on the House side, on the Senate side, put your arms around winning because the American people like to win, and we haven't won in a long, long time. Unequivocally, 100% winning. Here's President Trump last night, cut number 5.
The Iranian regime has been attacking Americans and spreading terror for 47 years, and despite these countless opportunities to renounce their nuclear ambitions, which they had just a short while ago, they told Mr. Witkoff, who is standing right over here, they said, they actually said, we want to keep building. Essentially, in a real nutshell, we want to continue to build nuclear weapons. If we didn't knock out Midnight Hammer, if we didn't knock out their Iranian potential, if we didn't do that with Midnight Hammer, they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have used it long before now. And at a minimum, Israel would have been annihilated. I was very lucky that we had the courage to do that. that we had the talented pilots and the great equipment. The B-2 bombers are unbelievable. We ordered 25 more, by the way. The newer, better version. It's we have the greatest military in the world. We have the greatest equipment in the world by far. You see that no matter where we go. You still need the people, though, to operate it and to use it. And those are the people that we cherish. Even after we obliterated their key nuclear sites in Operation Midnight Hammer, they never negotiated in good faith. They still continued to say, we want to build nuclear. We want enrichment at levels that were unacceptable. And they even turned down an offer for unlimited free nuclear fuel forever for civilian purposes. We had people offering them free nuclear fuel. They weren't interested in that because they wanted to build a nuclear weapon. So instead, the regime was trying to reconstitute its weapons program at a different site. They couldn't go back to where they were, the 3 sites that we obliterated. But they were starting work at another site, a different site, different kind of a site. And that was protected by granite. They wanted it protected. Granite's pretty good, but they wanted it protected by a lot deeper. They wanted to go a lot deeper, and they started the process while rapidly
ending
building
the process. And the president was firm about that. White House spokesperson Carolyn Leavitt saying today, if Iran attempts to mess with the Strait of Hormuz with mines, they will be hit 20 times harder than they have been hit thus far. And we can do that. We don't want to destroy the economy of Iran. We want them to lay down their weapons, and we want to win. And I believe this new dictator, Lajani, it's not Khamenei 2.0. He's in a coma. He's out of business. He's not going to live. He's in the ICU. It's Larijani. And he's going to be dead, too. The Israelis are pretty methodical about this. And they announced yesterday there's stuff going on that makes the beepers look like child's play, the beepers from 2 years ago in Lebanon. We'll find out about it after the war is over. But this regime, even if they cease fire and try and do a Venezuela, they're not going to last. Because 90% of the 90 million people of Iran hate them. Hate them. They hate them. It is not the Persian Empire of old. It's not the Iran of the Shah. It's nothing like these folks have ever experienced, and they want them gone. And I believe that the core of my heart.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel. Stay informed anytime, anywhere with the Salem News Channel and 9:30 a.m. TheAnswer.com. This has been The Daily Answer, sponsored by Salem Surround on The Answer Now TV.